Hi friends, I am Miss Heather. I am your program coordinator here at the Salina Public Library, and you are watching Virtual Storytime. I am so happy to have you joining me today. We are going to have a lot of fun. But before we can get to our story, we have to sing a hello song. And the hello song that we have been learning is called Hello Friends. If you've joined us in the past, you know that we are learning some sign language along with this song. If this is your first time joining us, that's all right. I'm going to show you the signs real quick, and I promise you will catch on very quickly. All right, so our first sign that we are going to learn is hello. Very simple, hello. All right, and then our second sign is friends. And to do that, we are going to make a friend here and make a friend here, and we are going to have them hug like they are friends, and that is friends. And then time, and it's very simple. You point to your watch. So point to your wrist as if you are wearing a watch. So time. And then the next one is say. And you're just going to put your hand here on your chin and put your hand out. Okay. All right, are we ready? I think we are. All right, here we go. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. It's time to say hello. Yay, good job. All right. I am going to show you now what our letter of the day is. All right. Who knows what letter this is? That's right. It is a P. And a P says P, P. So P. And to make a P, this is our uppercase P, and this is our lowercase p. And to make a P, we're going to take just our finger for right now. You can practice writing your letters later, but if you want to write on the floor in front of you, or you can write in the air, we're going to practice writing our P's. So we are going to make a line down like this. And then you're gonna make kind of a half little circle there. So line and a half little circle. And then our lowercase p is almost just the same. He's just a little smaller. And if there was a line on the paper here, the P, he would be on the line here, and he would be on the line here. So if you practice on lined paper, so we're going to make a line, zoop, and then a line, and zoop. And his little half circle is on the line. So when you're done with story time, you can go grab a crayon, a marker, anything, and some paper, and you can practice writing your P's, or, you can have some fun with some of the other things we've talked about, which are great for sensory as well. You can paint your P's, you can finger paint your P's. My kiddos used to love using like kinetic sand or Play-Doh and making P's. So just anything you can do, you can practice those P's. All right, well, I brought some things that start with the letter P that I'm going to show you. And the first thing that I brought, let's take that out of there, is a pail. This is a pail, a sand pail. A pail starts with a P, P, P. All right, and then the next thing that I brought is this little pig. He's a little pig. I think Miss Elizabeth might have made this pig. I found him in our craft drawer. So this is a pig. And what color is he? Pink. That's right. And pink starts with a P as well. Good job. All right. Well, if you want to, you can pause the video, or you can do this activity after story time. But I would like for you to either think of some words or find an item in your home or wherever you're watching story time that starts with a P, and tell your bigs what you thought of. All right. So if you want to pause the video, I'll wait for just a second. And while you are thinking of that, we'll talk about our literacy tip to our parents. All right, so today's literacy tip is talk, 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 and don't stop talking. Young children understand and develop language from an early age. Talk and interact with your young children as much as possible. Having conversations will help your children develop a large vocabulary and help them to comprehend and make meaning from texts much more efficiently. So, just continue talking. Miss Heather does not have a problem with that. But, just talk. I used to narrate everything when my kiddos were little. If they were eating dinner, I would say, "We are eating dinner and you are eating peas. Are those peas good?" If we were taking a bath, we would talk about the bath. Or, when they were really little and I was doing laundry or dishes or anything like that, I would just narrate everything and just continue talking to them. And that is how they learn, all the vocabulary that they know. So, all right. Well, I think we should get to our book. I'm very excited about this book. It is a good one. It is called Polar Bear Night, and it was written by Lauren Thompson, and the pictures are by Stephen Savage. And this is the title right here. We'll kind of talk about the book, Polar Bear Night. So we've got the author here, the illustrator here. This is the spine of the book, and this is the back of our book. What's on the back of our book? There's some polar bears. Looks like maybe a baby polar bear. And there is maybe a mommy polar bear. Could be a daddy polar bear or a grandma polar bear. We don't know. All right. Well, we are going to read this book, and I got permission to read this to you guys today from the Scholastic Press Company. All right. So Polar Bear Night, written by Lauren Thompson, illustrated by Stephen Savage. The night is keen and cold. Snug inside her warm den, a polar bear cub wakes. Something in the moonlight stillness quietly beckons. What is it? The little cub leaves warm, soft mother, so deep asleep. She sets out for the snow and sky and sea and ice, and the moon follows, leaving her den. Quietly, the little cub creeps across the snow, watching, listening. All the others are asleep. She sees the walrus. He is sleeping. The walrus. She sees the seals. They are all sleeping. How many seals do we see? Should we count them? I think we should. 1, 2, 3. She sees the whales. They are swimming as they sleep. Wow, that's kind of crazy. I don't know that I knew that whales swim while they are sleeping. Farther and farther, the polar bear cub walks, watching, listening. Where is she going? What will she find? The little bear climbs high upon a mountain of snow. There she waits, wondering, and the moon waits with her. Then the stars begin to stir. Over here, stars are softly falling. Over there too, it is a star shower. Have you ever seen a falling star before? I think that's what those are. The stars are like snowflakes, falling, falling. They light up the snow and the ice. They light up the lapping waves of the sea, and they light up the walrus and the seals and the whales. They all woke up. They light up the bear cub's warm, snug den and her soft, sleeping mother. They light up everything the little bear loves, and the little bear shines bright with light too. One by one, the stars stop falling. Soon they are still again, shining upon the little bear, shining as they sleep. Now the polar bear cub is ready for sleep too. She looks sleepy, huh? Yawning. She makes her way back through the keen, clear night, and the moon follows. Snow and sky and sea and ice and a mother bear's soft, warm fur. Home. The end. All right. That was a really great book. One of the things that I love most about picture books is that they are so rich with vocabulary. Some of the words that they will use are words that you and I might not use, in everyday conversation. And so the more you read to your kiddos, the more words they are going to learn. But yeah, that's one of my favorite things about picture books. All right. Well, I think it's time that we play a little game, a little finger play. We are going to we're going to do a little finger play called Little Polar Bears. So since our story was about a polar bear, we're going to sing a little song or do a little finger play. I always say sing a song, but about 5 little polar bears. So let's count. I have some polar bears that I printed off here, and let's count them and see how many are on our paper. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there are 5 polar bears. All right, and we are going to do, and you can show your 5 with your fingers if you'd like, and we're going to do a little finger play. All right, so 5 little polar bears playing near the shore. One tumbled in, and then there were 4. That's right. All right, so let's cover up one of them. All right, now how many do we see? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. 4 little polar bears swimming in the sea. One chased a seal, and then there were, so if we took another one away, how many are there? 3. That's right. 1, 2, 3. 3 little polar bears. What shall we do? One went swimming, and then there were, now how many do you see? 2. That's right. And then there were 2. 2 little polar bears playing in the sun. One took a nap. And then there was 1. Good job. 1 little polar bear, not very old. Where's my mom? I'm hungry and cold. So he's just all by himself, isn't he? And there's just one little polar bear. All right. So let's take our deals off here. And let's count again. So if they all came back, let's count them one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 little polar bears. Good job. All right. How about we sing another song? We haven't sang Roll, Roll, Sugar Babies in a while. So I thought we could do Roll, Roll, Sugar Babies. If you are new to our programs, this is a song that we do in our Brainy Baby program, but it is fun for kiddos of all ages. If you have a baby, you can do it on your lap as a lap sit song, and lift baby up and lift baby down and have them do the actions. If you have a bigger kid, they can hop up or hop down, and lift their arms up and lift their arms down. All right, and so we are going to sing that, and we are going to get our rollers out here, and we are going to roll our hands like this. All right, here we go. Roll, roll, sugar babies. Roll, roll, sugar babies. Up, down, clap, clap, clap. Roll, roll, sugar babies. Roll, roll, sugar babies. Up, down, clap, clap, clap. All right, now we're gonna roll our hands real high. Good job. And we're gonna roll them down low. And we're gonna roll fast, fast, fast. And then we're gonna roll them slow. Roll, roll, sugar babies. Roll, roll, sugar babies. Up, down, clap, clap, clap. Yay, good job. All right, well, that is all that Ms. Heather has for you today in our story time, but we need to still sing our goodbye song. So we are going to sing Sticky, Sticky Bubblegum. All right, so let's get our clapping hands out, and we are going to tap them on our legs like this. And the song goes like this. Sticky, sticky, sticky bubblegum, bubblegum, bubblegum. Sticky, sticky, sticky bubblegum. Sticking my hands to my hair. You stick to your hair. Good job. 1, 2, 3, unstick. All right. Sticky, sticky, sticky bubblegum, bubblegum, bubblegum. Sticky, sticky, sticky bubblegum. Sticking my hands to my knees. You stick to your knees. Good job. 1, 2, 3, unstick. All right, this is our last one. So let's take a big deep breath. Sticky, sticky, sticky bubblegum, bubblegum, bubblegum. Sticky, sticky, sticky bubblegum. Sticking my hands to my friends. 1, 2, 3, unstick. All right, well, this is all that I have for you today. I'm so happy you could join me, and until I see you again, bye.